everyone, and thank you so much for joining in to my channel. Before we get started, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, as I will be uploading more content as the week proceeds. So before we jump in today's topic, I just want to say thank you everyone that has liked my previous videos, that has subscribed, that has watched my previous videos. This is something that is new to me, guys. I am learning, I am growing. And, just like everyone else, I'm human. I'm no better than anybody else. Sometimes when new ideas kick in, or you are not familiar with doing something that's brand new to you, it's so easy to let self-doubt and self-fear kick in. But I will say this. If it's something that you're passionate about, if it's something that is just eating at you, don't let that opportunity pass by. You don't know how many people out here that, do things like that. And then in the long run, when years have passed by, they live their life with regrets. So never stop dreaming, never stop reaching for the stars, never stop trying new things, because, hey, you never know where life can take you. And you have this one life here on this earth. Please live up to the fullest potential possible. So, jumping in today's topic, I wanted to talk about a key word that I feel, if not most of society, majority of society lacks this. And this is accountability. Now, when I say accountability, you probably thinking, oh no, I have accountability, or I take responsibility for my actions. And while that is one part of accountability, that is not the whole part of accountability. And me personally, I am, still growing in this process, still learning, still humbling myself, still being open to, corrective criticism, and even having the self-discipline to look myself, in that mirror and say, hey, where is it room for improvement? Or how can I make better decisions? How can I go back to the drawing board and make sure that this situation does not repeat itself? And, I feel accountability is definitely important, just not only in your personal life, but just in your professional life as well. When you're able to start taking accountability, they're going to automatically just cross over into your professional and your personal life. Practicing accountability, taking accountability, once you're able to do that consecutively over and over and over and over, it becomes a lifestyle. It's almost second nature. And no one's asking you to be perfect. Wrong was never built in just one day. And, it is a process. It's a learning experience. It's something that you definitely have to grow into. And, people, and especially me, I'm going to say especially me, being a perfectionist, or in my mind, I feel like a perfectionist, because there's no such thing as a perfectionist. I don't care what, you may think you're not a perfectionist. In your mind, you may be, but you're human, and humans are prone to mistakes. But when you are a so-called perfectionist and things don't go your way, it's automatically that person's fault, this person's fault, your fault. It's never my fault. And I feel that when you allow those type of things and thoughts to grow and transpire in your life, what you do is you close the avenue to be receptive to new information, new ideas. And also, if you think about it this way, you're not really fixing the problem, because what you're doing is you're throwing the blame here, you're throwing the blame there, you're throwing it everywhere else except where it needs to initially go. And I'm not saying hold the world on your shoulders, or just take accountability for, unnecessary stuff, or your friends having a bad day, you're accountable for that. No, you're not. But you are accountable for the things that you allow to transpire in your life. If you have a profession, or a career, or you're an entrepreneur, you have some sense of accountability on how things are run, how things are moving and producing. You are accountable for that. And when you allow yourself just to have tunnel vision, you're basically prohibiting your growth. So I have had this book actually for a long time, but this is a really good book. A friend of mine had referred this book to me, and it's called the QBQ book, and it's by John Miller. Let me see if I can show you guys really quick. And celebrating 15 years. It said 1 million copies sold. I actually got this book on Amazon, and it wasn't not that expensive. I can't remember what I paid for it, but it wasn't that expensive. And when I first started reading this book, I was just looking like, what are you talking about? Like, this book is sounding crazy. But, I had to humble myself, and open my mind to say, you know what? Hey, you're right. Accountability is necessary. Prime example. Okay, you have a class, say at 8:15. Now, we all know, I don't know what state you guys are living in, but I'm in Florida, and we all know 8 o'clock traffic is a beast. So if you have an 8 o'clock class, the smart thing would be, hey, to prepare the night before, make sure that you are out the door at a prompt hour. And it doesn't always work that way. And sometimes I've been that way. I'm rushing for something or rushing to go somewhere, and I know that I had to be there by a certain time. Guess what? It's everybody's fault. It's this van that's driving slow. I need you to hurry up so I can get to where I need to go. And that's just not taking accountability. Accountability is really all about self-love. It's about self-discipline. It is about allowing yourself to make mistakes because you're human, but also giving yourself the room to learn from the mistakes and to grow from the mistakes. When you take accountability, you're not throwing the blame everywhere else except yourself. You're asking yourself questions like, hey, what can I do better? Or why did this happen? They're open questions, but they're not ended, meaning that if you're placing the blame on someone, you're basically say, hey, it's your fault that email didn't get sent out on time because I put it on your desk, and to give you a note to say, hey, send it, and you just didn't do it. Accountability could be, hey, you know what, maybe I could have emailed them, or maybe I could have reached out to them again to make sure, hey, did that email go out on time? Accountability is just really having that go-getter attitude that, hey, take an initiative for whatever may happen. And I notice this too, like when things are going good, and me, I'm like that too. When things are going good and grand, and hey, I'm at the top of my game at whatever I'm doing at the moment, I want that recognition. I want all that glory, all that, this rain upon me because I am, I'm doing my thing. And it's just so contrary that when things are not going good, you don't want that recognition. You want to give that to somebody else. So you have to learn how to accept the good with the bad. And when you can be accountable for your actions and for what you're allowing in your life, I promise you, life will be so smooth. This is not just saying, hey, you have to work on this in your professionalism. This is saying work on this in your personal life too. Me being a mother of 2 children, life happens. Life can get compiled. Life can get overwhelming, at times. And when you got 2 kids that, are running around, and it's so easy to say, hey, you know what? You guys are just not listening. You guys are not being well-mannered kids. When I could take accountability and say, hey, could it be the fact that maybe you're working a little bit too much? Maybe you're not giving them that one-on-one time. Maybe they need, a day just of mommy time, and that's being accountable, saying, hey, you know what? I see a pattern here. I see something that's, that needs to be fixed. How can I fix it? What can I do to eliminate this problem or make this process run smoothly? And that's just what accountability is. It's not something that, hey, you need to look negatively on, or something that you just need to reject out your life. Because when you are able to take accountability for you, the actions, the choices that you are making, I promise you, life will be so much better for you. You will see the growth. You will see how you are just excelling in life, because you're not sitting there contemplating on problems, fussing, playing the victim. You are analyzing what has happened, taking responsibility for what has happened, and how can we move forward from this situation. So as always, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and just hit that like and subscribe button.